Well, let's get into it. What up, people? How y'all doing this fine week? Abby, what's up? Well, let's get into it. What up, people? I don't know. To hear myself, I was like, I cut that off. Hey, you want to make sure it's coming through all right and okay, and it is. And how y'all doing? Oh, hey, look, it looks better. Amazing! I finally fixed the freaking problem. Yeah, things are coming along pretty good. Wanted to make sure that everything was looking good because, well, that was more important to me than anything else. We're trying to get that across there. Um, and some stuff. And how y'all doing? Paper Paragraph Weekly this week. Here we are coming up on Valentine's Day. So far be it from us to have our girls like leave us behind while we go play with our planes, right? Yeah. So got a plane in front of me. Because I had a thing like if you watch me on that previous show, I was looking through that diary, and the diary was the flight log, and the flight log from back in the day, and the flight log made me realize a couple of pieces of semi-forgotten tech, not exactly forgotten tech, but semi-forgotten tech. And wanted to make sure I revisited it because one of the things, and I've already built another one with it, was finding out some really smooth stuff. And in the case of an aircraft like any one of y'all's might have a glider, long distance glider, this is going to work out better for you. And I'll showcase it. But let's get into the weekly stuff before we do that garbage, shall we? And, well, first of all, what happened? What happened? Did anything happen? Did any of y'all fly? Did y'all take pictures? Did you get some stuff out there that we need to know about? Build anything new? Was it interesting? I built some interesting thing. Notice I said thing. Well, I said things. I got a couple, but mostly it was that hot that I was talking about. I got the Diablo hot. I'm gonna post up some shorts. I forgot to do that the previous week, but I'll get it up there probably as soon as we clear out of this, so y'all can get and see what the hell's going on. That's an origami revolver. Yeesh, kind of hot there. It looks pretty good. I don't know what's going on, Abby. Oh, dude. So, 123 Paper Airplane rolled out like just videos like crazy. It's pretty good stuff, man. They got some. He's going bonkers with some of his aircraft, so it's kind of cool to see those. Noticed Jason popped one up the other day. That was pretty hot. I haven't had a chance to look at that one yet. Anything that's like basically a day or two. Oh, and I didn't get a chance to see freaking Aerocrafter. Aerocrafter got another one out a couple days ago too. The long distance origami aircraft, Skyglider X1. Yeah, I didn't see that one either. Damn, should probably check that one out. Looks pretty good. And of course, 123 Paper Airplanes looks pretty good. The Origami Ukraine is the one that actually put out the Origami Bull as well as the Revolver. Not really aircrafty though, and a parrot. But again, if you're into that sort of thing, and the Leaf, which is probably not as basic as it looks. It just looks basic, but really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. So obviously videos are getting posted up there, not by members, but at least people within the sphere. Oh, if you got to get to an exam, get to an exam. That's cool, Avi. You cool. Managed to get you in the middle of an exam, huh? Interesting. Do well on that, bro. There's a ton of shorts, and the shorts are a little bit harder to, because they don't post the dates on them, so it looks like most of those are pretty relatively recent. And it looks like most of those are also from Origami Ukraine, I think, because of the amount of stuff he's got. But others that are out there, 123 Paper Airplane as well. So good to see everybody's getting shorts out there just as much as they're getting out flights or aircraft. That's perfectly all right. Anything happen else in the world out there? I don't have the documents up. I was actually doing much better about being prepared, but one of the things I wasn't prepared for, of course, was all this crap or no, just the way I had done this. Sure, why not? Let's look into the aircraft sheet real quick just to see if anything happened this date, this time, this week. Here we are in the greatest of the great time period in which you can actually get some planes built or something like that. You concentrate on building because you can't concentrate on flying when the weather's like horrible, like it typically is. We're getting a bunch of snow right now. So, really good day. Really good day. Only 4 days, huh? You'd think that actually would stick to it, but that's not actually the case because you got these man, like I see here and back in the past, and it's just not. It just isn't so. I only got 4 days worth of aircraft there as far as rolling out. Thunderbolt. Ooh. Oh my God. I think I've mentioned this. I talked to Mark about this over there, but Thunderbolt, 2 days ago, Thunderbolt turned 23. 24, excuse me, it's 2001. 24-year-old aircraft Thunderbolt is. And we were just discussing between me and him, mentioned it to KIA as well about like how we should probably if we're going to set a standard, we set a standard about having newer aircraft, and how most of mine are old and I'm really working on getting rid of them bastards. So I did just that. And, I mean, you leave it up to, like yourselves to currently, I mean, like, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but you leave it up to yourselves to keep yourself current. So, my God, there's like nothing in the way as far as retirements go. The Fury from OAE retired back in 11. But, I mean, like, sometimes I don't know if like retirements are worth mentioning for that reason. It's because, like, man, keeping track of something like that would just be so in depth, so long. You know what I mean? It would take forever. So, it's like, wow. Check and see if there's anything else in there. I suppose I can check out the installation sheet just to see if any bases. This is another time of the year when bases don't really get formed. Nobody moves, around in February too much. It's got to be one of the barrenest months for activity in IVPAC, and probably in aircraft in general, unless you're flying around in Australia. I would love to be talking to a member or a non-member, anybody in Australia. Any of y'all down there fly planes? Or is like the world so backwards that you just can't do it down there? I don't know. But I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see if that actually happens. Let's see what we got going on here. Stuff that actually opened up in February. See, that's why too, because going by a week, and I'd like to mention it per monthly as far as installation goes. But big one happened on Valentine's Day back in '93. I opened up the reserve base in DC. But as far as February goes, I mean, this is going to cover all of February, but in all of February, like, stuck between me and NASA's. He's got 4, I've got 2. One of mine's a reserve, one of his is a reserve, but then he's got a couple others. Oh, geez, he's all over the place too for once. It's not like he opened up 3 at one base. He's got like Kurthwood and Mansfield and Wildwood and Quantico all opened up in February. So, pretty active month for him, actually. And ironically, almost always his airlift. Really kind of weird how it's always his airlift. Usually, of course, in our hierarchy of like aircraft, where aircraft go and how aircraft get established, aircraft is one of the establishing things. So usually it's like you have a first base, especially if it's in a new state, you form your airlift first because it helps you move in. So 3 of his are airlift, which leads me to believe that's like his first way into most of the places. But then again, I also know Mansfield is a later one, so that probably is to indicate like he's diversifying. The 105th, the 42nd, the 110th, and the evaluation regiment in Leesville at Kurthwood is the ones he's got. I've got DC, but then I got Leitenhof, one of my overseas bases. When I formed that one up yesterday, 30 years ago, over there in Austria, was a good one. It's a bomb squadron now. It's a bomb group now, excuse me. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, but I mean, bases, as far as bases go, that's all we've got. That's all the activity that was on that plate. Interesting that it was even that. I didn't figure. Like I said, this is not a very busy month. So, little bit of tech on this thing. Like I said, I got to make sure I forefront this. I wanted to get this out there too because I had something for KIA, Dalton. You were paying attention because you said you might be able to pop in. I understand you might just be able to watch, might not be able to talk. That's fine. You can chat with me later. You know we do how we do when we do what we do. But here, you want to see a good one? This is what I was talking about right here. You recognize this? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is not the recognize I was referring to. I didn't put it in here yet. I got to put it in here. So anyway, what we got here, love, is the wrong aircraft. It's not that way at all. Where to go? So the picture I was referring to, picture that I wanted you to see, and forgive me because this is actually, after looking at it again, I don't know why I did that, but this is shot right here. It was one of the days we went out of Moreland Buena and we brought out some stuff and we really got down and we really got technical. And like I said, I was going to say forgive me, but I still say forgive me in case I've forgotten some of these. But I feel like that's the case because now looking at them, I kind of realize them. But I'm going to blow this up too because I wanted you to pinpoint. The ones I'm really worried about, of course, are more yours than mine. And we'll be looking at that in depth here is those because that's your box. That's your shoebox, and that's your hanging box right there. Mine's the one below that because it's got a Phase 6 FB sitting down there, and I see a Cirrus or a Nimbus. I can't tell, so I blew it up. There's actually an Osprey in that shot. You can see it right down there, but if you look and see like down there, you see the scissors, and right below the scissors on top of that shoe lid, there's a Wyvern variant, but that yellow bird is an actual Osprey. One of the last ones probably that was flying around. Whole box full of vampires I see right there for me. But mostly I was trying to get across to you like, okay, I just transitioning back over to that so it highlights yours. Like, I recognize a few of them, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't. It's just, those are all familiar to you, correct? Like, I only bring this up because of something me and Mark talked about before where we were saying, like, he could figure out how to build ones that he'd forgotten because he was like, I had pictures of them. And I know you kind of lost Shadow. You had mentioned you liked Shadow, that trainer that we built back at work one time, and you were like, I built one, but I don't know what the hell I did with it. Like I said, I recognize a few in that shot. Like that actually looks like a Sector, or is that a Demon? And then maybe Sabretooth is in the shot. And then various smaller versions. But like that actually looks like Dominator, I think, sitting there on the hanging up thing. But you'll have to correct me, because like I said, it's been a while since I've seen some of those. So, like, again, like I know, Jesus. I know what some of them are, but forgive me if I don't remember some of them. Just because, like, you haven't highlighted them so much so that I could recognize that they just haven't been, you know what I mean? Like, they don't get the forefront as much. I have the same problem too, of course. It's not just you, it's me, it's everybody. But I was trying to see, like, I could be a wuss out. Like, I see Exile. You know, I mean, I know that. And I know, like, the pink one, I know the pink one's Demon. It's not just because it's written on it. But, like, I know the yellow one. Well, wait. Look, go. The one above the yellow one is actually kind of like, is that one? That's not Dominator, is it? The other one's hanging up on a line or Dominator. This is what I was talking about, though. Just give me some clarification on this shot, because that's kind of what I was trying to get across. You know, I was like, what am I looking at here? Because I still don't have shots of everything, I think. And, of course, I don't have shots of everything because you even don't have shots of everything. You got most. I've got, like, flights of Sector, so I don't have any close-ups of Sector. I need to have everybody as a member give me, like, their close-up shots so I can, like, if we're going to concentrate on a particular plane the one time, I know exactly what I'm giving the public. You know what I'm saying? I got one picture of Dominator, for crying out loud, you know? Apex we're going to have shots of because that one we launched with rockets. I got that. Like, Demon... a lot of in-flight shots. So the in-flight shots are like tougher because, like, if they're a distance, I got no shots of Chaos whatsoever. Not that I need it for obvious reason. Bunch of them are Exile, but you know, between you and me, I think we got, you know, like, it dominates our pictures for obvious reasons. And Sector also, like I said, like I was starting to say, bunch of shots in flight, but I mean, really, come on, we could be looking at anybody because normally Sector gets pretty downrange. It could be anything. I don't even know. So I got to get some shots close up. That way I'm like, when I'm talking to people, when I'm talking about things, and they look at it and they're like, ah, yes, that's what that is. You know, it's not just for me, but it's just for the general public. So that's the pictures I was talking about. That is a particular picture I was talking about. So that way you can see that and know what it is I'm referring to. And like, if you want, like, save the shot. I can send you the shot. You may have the shot actually, but like, whatever that case is, like, you get that, we'll know. I'll know. And you can circle them if you want. Send me like 14 pictures back with each one circled. Like, this is this and this is this. You idiot. Why don't you remember what they are? I got a lot of airplanes I got to try to remember, man. I mean, like, yeah, I'm pretty good. But like, seriously, one thing about it is like realistic airplanes, even airliners. No, I don't have too much of a problem. But again, I dare you to go out there and tell me an A320 from an A221 or, you know, something like that. So, but anywho, there's that. That's what I was referring to. That's the particular shot. That's the only shot. But I'm also like, I wanted you to see it just in case, like, hey, I remember that plane. I don't have that plane. Where'd that plane go? You know what I mean? Because that's happened to, I think, all of us at one point. So, but this is also one of the reasons why, like, we all have to set up a shot with every one of our birds. So we know, like, oh, it's that one. Maybe if I looked at it long enough, I can figure out how I built it. Anyway, yeah, that. You know, one of the main reasons I just wanted to get the show out here was because I'm so proud that I actually found the proper settings so that this looks good. Because, damn it, it's aggravating. Like, I didn't realize, and I wasn't the only one. I want to point that out. I wasn't the only one. But one of the things that we didn't realize is we use OBS Studio, and it's like probably, 80% of you, 70%, 40% of you, I don't know. But there's quite a few of you out there that use it. And like, for some odd reason, one of the updates back there, like, reset everything in a while ago, because you know how long that our, like, this view that you've been getting is kind of looking somewhat crappy. The sound's been great, but the view is like utter dick. So I fixed the overlighting problem because I turned off my overhead lights. You don't get the lines that just go down. But now I'm like, oh, the bit rate went way down on the stream for some reason. So that's why you've been getting like the pixelation and crap. We're not going to do that again either. So we're going to keep it up, bump it up high like we're supposed to. Some of it could have been the internet connection. Because like I said, it's not as good out here in the middle of nowhere that it was when I was living in the middle of somewhere. But some of it's also me being an idiot and not checking that out. A little bit of laziness. I mean, like, the 14-year-old producers that work on this crap daily, they probably like, what the hell are you doing, idiot? Or, they check that daily, so, well, I was being stupid. But anyway, so here we are. We're with that, and we're doing that. And, okay, so what we got here, the tech that I was featuring, if you can consider it tech. Well, actually, scratch that. It's tech. Keep in mind that technology on paper airplanes is really kind of basic. And like we said it before, say it again. Something as simple as adding a paper clip, adding a piece of tape, or adding a staple to some area that you haven't before on an aircraft that you never did before. That is considered tech, because it's not like you can throw computers in there or take them off of there and, it's got Spec 1 and RWR and blah, blah, blah. Never has all that garbage. So tech is tech. And yeah. So for this one is a feature here. So what we had here was an aircraft that, like, you never really consider it when you build it. Like, one of the things you do is once you get done with the aircraft, and I'm gonna use axe again because I got axe standing by here. But like, okay, so you may, when you get to the final stage, right about the time before you're about ready to fold the wings or something like that, you may actually fold the nose, right? Something simple at the very end, right before you're about to form the wings, you fold the nose. Or like one of the first things you do after you get the thing folded together is fold the nose, right? Okay, but this is one crucial element, and I want all of y'all to remember this, especially with your glider aircraft. Glider aircraft more important, because this is the one that's going to affect more so than anything else. It's mostly that you don't have to fold where you expect to fold. Jesus, what the hell's up with that? Okay, you're trying to keep up with me. I saw that. I was like freaking out because that damn thing was like stuttering. Like I was I don't know what was wrong. But anyway, so it's doing it again. I wonder if the bit rate's too high. I gotta change that crap. But anyway, it wouldn't be that. It's just being goofy. Keep up with me there, Bonson. Change that crap. But anyway. Well, it's not that. I mean, the sound always does good. It's the video that does crap. I don't understand that garbage. Anyway, I'll fix it. Next connection. So what we got is too high or too low. You can't fucking win. The folds. You position your folds. Okay, you don't have to concentrate on one type of fold or another type of fold. You can actually get it straight. So what I'm referring to here is, of course, you know what we're dealing with. So, yes, it's a phase. So when you do your first triangle fold, this is the important piece right here. And this is something small and subtle, and you may not have considered it. But it does change your aircraft. And it's still, like, for something like these, it's just as good. And it worked with phases. So it works with gliders. So any of y'all got a glider, I recommend you do it. That's the key. It's for gliding aircraft. It can be for stunt aircraft, but it's for gliding aircraft. So you make your fold, and, you know, like, again, with your phase, you're about ready. Any plane you've got, but especially if you got a, oh man, I folded it backwards. Oh, who cares? So you got that, you put your first triangle fold in, and normally if you're going to have a glider, or if you're going to have any other aircraft like that, you're going to end up making the second fold, right? You're going to put this one over, you get ready to do this. Don't do that. Fold your nose over now with the first triangle. See what I did there? Wait a minute. I got to recover this because I'm doing this kind of stupid. See, I put this on the outside here like this for dumbass reasons. And like, phases, no, don't do that with phases. It's like one of the things you learn on the outskirts is, like, if you want a glider that's really good, if you want a glider that does the job, you don't want it to be, how do I sound? I just took English yesterday. You don't want it to have any extra stuff that you're going to have to tape down to keep it smooth. So fold that back in, keep that nice and smooth, crease that up. Okay. Make it tight. Okay. So anyway, you got the first triangle fold. You know you're going to have to make a second one. Fold the nose now. And don't make it like all the way back, because remember what you're doing by folding the nose is making a snub. So really what you're doing is you're just adding a little bit of weight to an aircraft that normally wouldn't have any weight. So you fold it there, you give it that, then you continue on your merry way. But don't do that, because then you got a different aircraft. You guys can do that. Me, I'm folding a phase. So me, it's just bring the wing pockets in and do it like you normally would do it. So like that. And like that. And there you are. You have, or I have, a phase. You have whatever plane you're going to have with your new snub nose that you didn't, like, I mean, there's various ways to get a snub. You can do it after you're, like, done folding. You could literally, like, if this was up to a point, you could have folded it over now. You could have cut it. But this way, you gave it a nose fold before you even finished putting wings on and stuff. So it's just a new way of doing it, a way you might not have thought of before, and it opens up a realm of possibilities. This piece of paper is actually a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit tougher to get the fold tucked away in and stuff like that, but you get the idea. It's just another way to get you thinking along another line that you might have stagnated on or something. So, yeah, basically it. Enjoy. All right, just take it to heart, use it. If you need it, you'll enjoy it. I promise. So, yeah, we'll have that. We have that. We've got the show. Hope you're happy with the look. It looked a little bit better than it normally would have because I didn't suck. And we'll be doing a little bit more tweaking, but hopefully you'll be able to find that more people are coming on here in the very near past. You got it there, D. You coming on? We need to have a show, bud. Of course, I need to get in touch with you so you can have your calendar. Calendars are out. I got to get it to you, bro. Don't want you to run too much out of February before we get into March, right? Yeah. So that was it, folks. That's our show for the week. Just wanted to touch base, let you know we're still out there, we're still kicking, and we're still trying to make quality product for you, and it's going to improve in the very near future. And we'll give you these how to builds that you're looking forward to. So, questions, thoughts, comments, whatever, put them in there. Put them in the damn thing. Chat it up. Comment it up. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. But keep these ideas in mind as you fly and enjoy it. And we'll catch you on the upstream.